Nice.
I'll take that, that's all right. So week 5 of the European LCS is complete, and here is where the teams currently stand. Thanks, guys. Alliance remain at the top of the table and are now 10 wins and 2 losses, but still on their heels are SK Gaming in second place, who improved to an 8 and 4.
Yeah, then we have Millennium clinging to third place with their victory today and have 7 wins and 5 losses. Then Fnatic and the Super Hot Crew are in a tie for fourth at 6 and 6, just above the rest of the table.
With plenty of impressive gameplay in the books this week, let's take a quick look back at the players who turned in some outstanding performances. In the top lane, it was Mima, a fantastic game on Kale yesterday. 13-2 files for him against Aurelia in the game against Copenhagen Wolves. His Kale is what carried the Super Hot Crew in their victory over the Copenhagen Wolves this week. With a massive 13 kills, as I mentioned, fantastic, shredded his way to victory. And after that match, we also have to give a special mention to Youngbuck, because frankly, he just played brilliantly on Aurelia. 12-3-5, would have made his dad proud, who's in the audience today.
Yeah, did really well today. And moving on to the jungle, we have Shook. He's been involved in 30 of 41 kills in 2 games, played as Lee Sin and Elise versus Elise and Lee Sin. And the fact is, he played such a huge part in everything that the Alliance team did this weekend there against the Copenhagen Wolves as well.
In the mid lane, it was overpower for Roccat. A 20 KDA. He played as Kale and LeBlanc versus Syndra and Nidalee. He went deathless on LeBlanc to blow up Millennium and single-handedly took apart Gambit as Kale.
And then in the AD carry role, we're sticking here with Roccat. It's of course Selva. He's got a 23 KDA in 2 games this week as Corki and Lucian. You know, the rather quiet AD carry for Roccat can let his 2 wins speak for themselves, in my opinion, on this one. With only 1 death, Selva was a huge part of Rockat's 2-0 week.
Yeah, definitely have to have an honourable mention for Tabs as well from that game. Fantastic performance by him. In support, it was Yero, the substitute that came in for the Super Hot Crew. A 91.3% kill participation for a support. Mind-blowing. Nami versus Thresh, of course, was the game where that happened. He stepped up as sub and made some huge waves in his Nami plays. And of course, we have selected one of those players as our MVP for going above and beyond in a contribution to their team. And of course, it is Rockat's mid laner, Overpower, who really stepped up this week. 9 kills, 4 double kills in 2 of those wins. And we have showing how Overpower stepped up and goes 1v3 against Gambit in that top lane, picking up a double kill in the process. Let's check that clip. Venture goes down from Overpower, locks on towards him. Lonex gets on towards Salavar's not going to be focused. Overpower will. Wow! And Gamma shot. Oh my god! Overpower gets 2 down.
Absolutely amazing performance from Overpower. Again, that Kale that just gets so beastly into the late games. There's not going to be much Kale next week, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. We would also really like to highlight a special MVP this week. It is, of course, the crowd here in London that have managed to maintain an extremely high level of excitement across the 10 matches, including the LCS and Challenger matches. And we could not be prouder of all of you.
Yeah, you guys have made this trip to London incredibly memorable. And of course, Steven and I, to be honest, if we're being really honest here, we didn't expect any less of you guys. But seriously, to all of you out there and everyone who was here yesterday as well, thank you very much. You're making 2 English guys very proud.
Very proud. Even my dad shed a tear yesterday, guys. Thanks for that, guys. The European LCS will be continued next Thursday when we return to the studios back in Cologne, Germany. Pretty sad about that one. We're going to be kicking things off with a match between the Copenhagen Wolves and Fnatic, and that will be followed by Alliance versus Millennium.
Yeah, and then the Super Hot Crew will face Gambit Gaming, and we'll end the day with SK taking on Roccat.
So take note, that is all happening next Thursday, starting right after the brand new preview show at 5:30 Central European Summer Time. That is 8:30 AM Pacific, bright and early. We'd also like to thank you very much for joining us here in London, and we really like to thank this fantastic audience who really brought their A game this weekend. Thank you for making our trip to London especially memorable, and we look forward to seeing you once again. For myself, Joe, Quickshot, Deficio, Shocks, and the entire broadcast team, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.